Yeah, well, it's just gotten started, right? And so I got into town yesterday in time for Jensen's keynote. They did a financial analyst Q&A as well, and I think the biggest thing incrementally coming out of the keynote, obviously, was the details he provided on Rubin. He said it's in full production, which does suggest that they're on track, should be well on track for a second half launch and ramp. And frankly, just given some of the metrics he gave, it looks like a monster, right? So this may be part of the reason that AMD is more incrementally weaker today relative to NVIDIA, maybe partially because of that. But I thought that was fantastic. There's been worry on and off, as you tend to get with NVIDIA, product delays and everything like that. It looks like everything at this point is pretty much smooth sailing, and like I said, the specs that they laid out on Rubin, which I wasn't expecting them to deliver at CES, it looks really, really good, I think.
So twofold on that, Cece. A lot of people were thinking for 2026, maybe you rotate out of an NVIDIA, but they seem to be coming out with a full, kind of reason not to. But you think that their ability to outline some of those metrics is why AMD might be underperforming today?
It may be there. I think there's also incremental worries on PCs. You talked about some of the memory names. I mean, memory prices have been skyrocketing, and there's some general worries in the consumer electronics space, items that use memory, PCs and smartphones and what have you, that there could be weakness there. And I don't know that we saw a ton of new stuff like come out on the PC side that would give people more comfort on that. So I think with AMD, it's probably a combination of the two of those of those things. As it relates to NVIDIA, though, I mean, you're right. Like the stock has kind of stagnated for a few months. There's been GPU versus TPU and OpenAI versus Google and all these kind of worries, but at the same time, there's clearly an upward bias, I think, to NVIDIA numbers. The specs that they're putting out, the timing of the product runs, I think this 2026 is going to be a very good year for them. And the stock is quite inexpensive given the growth trajectory. I don't know where it's trading now, probably low to mid 20 times forward earnings. It's by far the cheapest of any of the AI names, and I mean, it's their game to lose. I mean, it's their space. They're the clear winner at this point, and so yeah, I'm thinking this year is probably looking pretty good for them.
With a $4.6 trillion market valuation, Nvidia is the biggest corporation in the world. Thanks to significant investment from businesses in the artificial intelligence (AI) sector, it reached this level in 2025 following 3 years of remarkable development. Many investors, however, are concerned that Nvidia might be slipping or that it won't be as profitable as a stock pick in 2026. This is significant since a lot of investors are heavily exposed to Nvidia through individual or index holdings. Is the stock of Nvidia in danger this year? Or is it still possible to run? Let's start by addressing one of the main worries of investors. Is Nvidia overpriced? Given that Nvidia is completely profitable, valuing the company using the price-to-earnings (PE) ratio is a smart move. But it's also expanding quickly, therefore it's not the greatest idea to use the trailing PE ratio. The trailing PE and its prospective earnings multiple are excellent tools for evaluating the stock, and Nvidia doesn't appear to be overpriced based on either metric. Although 47 times trailing earnings might sound like a lot, it isn't that costly given that Nvidia's sales growth in the third quarter of fiscal year 2026, which ended on October 26, 2025, was 62% year-over-year. It is evident that Nvidia has a premium, albeit at a significantly quicker growth rate, when comparing its growth rate and price to some of its major tech rivals. Now, this exaggerated story is reversed when 2026 earnings predictions are applied. This is due to Nvidia's anticipated strong growth in 2026, which accounts for the majority of the company's FY 2027, which ends in January 2027. According to Wall Street experts, Nvidia's revenue is expected to expand by 50% in the upcoming year, which is fantastic news for the firm. Nvidia is worth taking into consideration just for that reason, but it has no intention of stopping there. Nvidia will rise after 2026 due to the growth of AI. The fact that AI hyperscalers are investing enormous sums of money in building data centers is no secret. Although this money goes to a number of companies, the biggest share goes to providers of computer equipment like Nvidia. Therefore, Nvidia is probably a big beneficiary when you learn about a new data center project. In 2026, Nvidia will also introduce Rubin, a new chip architecture. This new chip architecture will have enormous benefits, but because Rubin uses 800-volt power, it will also require changes to the infrastructure. Nvidia will gain from this development in multiple ways, as it also sells many of the components required for it. Nvidia's graphics processing units, GPUs, are still the most sought-after goods in the field of AI computing, as seen by the fact that even its current Blackwell chips are sold out. Nvidia won't be leaving anytime soon. One of the most important businesses in the field of artificial intelligence, it manages the supply of the best hardware. Since numerous forecasts indicate that the AI computing business will grow through at least 2030, I think Nvidia will continue to be a profitable investment choice in 2026 and beyond. Nvidia will greatly benefit from this market, which it predominantly serves. Additionally, it has been given permission to resume selling chips in China, which should result in a significant boost in growth later this year. Since April 2025, China, a significant AI consumer, has been excluded. China's market is just as big as the US, so even though Nvidia will have to pay a tax to export there, it will be worthwhile. I believe that investors should continue to be overexposed to Nvidia stock since I am enthusiastic about it for 2026. As long as AI hyperscalers continue to invest heavily in data centers, there aren't many surefire ways to outperform the market like Nvidia. There is no firm like Nvidia. It has soared to the top of the global market capitalization rankings and is expanding at a rate that no other trillion-dollar corporation has ever attained. Moreover, it won't stop increasing anytime soon. The stock of Nvidia isn't in a bubble. It's a legitimate business making legitimate earnings and expanding at an astounding rate. Both of these factors, in my opinion, are excellent reasons to purchase the company's stock now since it is poised to make history in 2026. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. Number 1. By 2026, Nvidia will be the world's most lucrative firm. Alphabet is currently the most lucrative business in the world. Alphabet made around $125 billion in profits over the last 12 months, while Nvidia came in just under $100 billion. Even if Alphabet is expanding steadily, it pales in comparison to Nvidia. Wall Street analysts predict that Alphabet's sales will increase by 14% in 2026. According to these analysts, Nvidia's revenue for the fiscal year 2027, which concludes in January 2027, would rise by an incredible 50%. Nvidia will surpass Alphabet as the most lucrative firm in the world if nothing happens to either company's profit margins, which were 32% for Alphabet and 53% for Nvidia over the previous 12 months. Alphabet would make roughly $146 billion in profits the next year, while Nvidia would make $170 billion. That's a significant accomplishment for Nvidia, and if forecasts for data center expansion are accurate, the company's earnings might soar in the years after 2026. By 2030, Nvidia projects that global capital expenditures for data centers would amount to between $3 trillion and $4 trillion. With its graphics processing units, GPUs, accounting for up to half of those expenses, Nvidia has a sizable market to expand into in the coming years. Nvidia will also make history in another way as a result of this record level of profitability. Number 2. The first $6 trillion business will be Nvidia. Originally valued at $5 trillion, Nvidia has now retreated from that position and now has a market valuation of roughly $4.6 trillion. But if Nvidia's anticipated growth continues, it won't be there for very long. Nvidia's stock would be worth 27 times its earnings if its market capitalization remained stable, and it generated the $170 billion in profits that investors had anticipated. Even if 27 times earnings isn't necessarily a low price on its own, it doesn't account for the enormous growth that investors anticipate in the artificial intelligence business. It is therefore much wiser to look at Nvidia's forward earnings ratio. Generally speaking, Nvidia trades at about 40 times forward earnings. Therefore, Nvidia would be worth $6.8 trillion if it generates $170 billion in revenue and is valued at 40 times forward earnings. That is far inside the $6 trillion range and almost to the $7 trillion mark. If its predictions come true, it's reasonable to state that Nvidia will be the first firm to surpass these noteworthy levels because no other company is in the running to do so. You should purchase Nvidia stock now if its market value increases to $6.8 trillion in 2026. That would mean that the stock would increase by almost half during the course of the year. Few equities, much less the biggest corporation in the world, can achieve that level of growth. In my opinion, Nvidia will undoubtedly create history in 2026 and produce some encouraging outcomes in the process. It's one of my biggest investments, and I believe it would be prudent for investors to make it their biggest holding as well. Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, recently sliced through the heated discussions surrounding AI chip manufacturing by claiming that Taiwan is where the future of cutting-edge chips lies. Regardless of the number of factories being announced abroad, it still passes via Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing, the crown jewel of the chip industry. Huang clarified in an interview with The Times that initiatives to diversify output must be seen from the perspective of resilience rather than replacement. Although the United States and Europe have been expanding their capacity over the past year or so, the deep, decades-long ecosystem that produces advanced silicon is still concentrated. However, Mr. Market is becoming pickier, and the AI trade is still developing. Memory stocks were particularly strong over the last week, with Micron Technologies seeing a gain of almost 10% due to the widening gap between supply and demand in its industry. Although TSMC's stock remained stable, it has gained about 40% in the last 6 months. Zooming out, investors bet on picks and shovels firms like Applied Materials, among others, and the semiconductor industry, represented by the SOXX ETF, produced a whopping 5% rise over the previous week. AI heavyweights like Nvidia, which just had another strong CES presentation, have largely lagged behind. As of January 9, 2026, Nvidia had dropped from $189.11 to $184.86 since I last covered it on January 7, 2026. However, recent market movements have demonstrated that the AI trade is thriving, and Huang's remarks have fueled the flames. In an interview with Time, Huang stated that reshoring programs from the United States and other nations are more related to insurance than to substitution. He praised Taiwan for playing a structurally important role in the advancement of sophisticated computing throughout the ensuing years. According to a research released in July of last year by the Semiconductor Industry Association, the United States chip capacity is predicted to triple by 2032, with an astounding 100-plus projects spread across 28 states and over $500 billion in private investment already announced. That opinion falls firmly on TSMC, which is unquestionably at the core of the AI supply chain and Nvidia's newest chips. According to Huang, Taiwan's advantage is driven by a powerful ecosystem of suppliers, packaging, expertise, and speed rather than just cutting-edge nodes. This fact, which has little to do with the short-term cycle noise or bubble-related discussions, supports TSMC's strong positioning as a crucial pillar of the AI build-out. As investment increases and stock values soar, concerns about the AI bubble are becoming more prevalent. For comparison, the market capitalization of Nvidia's stock is around $4.5 trillion, having increased by over $1 trillion since the beginning of 2025. Huang believes that investors are seeing it incorrectly, even in light of those astounding numbers. According to him, what appears to be excess is really just the beginning of a more profound change in computing. The most recent capital expenditure numbers from the big three hyperscalers demonstrate the obvious size of AI spending. According to Reuters, Amazon CFO Brian Olsavsky stated that the internet giant anticipates spending close to $125 billion in 2025 and more in 2026, mostly as a result of AI programs. Microsoft warned that spending will keep going up as it expands its AI data center capacity, revealing roughly $35 billion in capital expenditures in its fiscal Q1 2026, according to Reuters. The Alphabet Google Cloud. Due to the demand for AI and cloud computing, Alphabet increased its 2025 capital expenditure forecast to an astounding $91 billion to $93 billion. Furthermore, Huang characterizes AI as a complete transition from general-purpose computing to accelerated computing, driven by AI agents, models, and applications built on top of that base. Huang also refuted worries that some systemic risk is created by Nvidia's ecosystem investment. In light of the current situation, TSMC is in charge of the supply chain constraints in AI, and its unique pricing strength is revealing its core. HBM accounted for a staggering 57% of sales as of Q3 2025, with its state-of-the-art 3nm nodes accounting for 23% of wafer sales just a few quarters into ramp. Additionally, companies like Nvidia and Apple are forced to pay as 2nm wafer production ramps up soon and prices reach above $30,000. Additionally, sub-5nm nodes are seeing price increases of 5% to 10%. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
China is moving closer to approving imports of Nvidia's H200 chips. It's about national security, it's about defense. China is the world's largest semiconductor market, of course, and renewed access could support expectations that Nvidia's growth trajectory can be sustained. Really significant developments then. Let's bring in Debbie Wu, Bloomberg's tech editor in Taipei. Debbie, what do we know about this approval?
So China will approve some purchases of Nvidia's 200 chips as soon as first quarter, so the current quarter. And then this is for the select commercial use by private sector companies. And at the same time, though, because of national security concerns and also China's own self-sufficiency drive, the Nvidia's H200 chips will not be allowed in critical infrastructure for the military or for sensitive government agencies in principle. And if these organizations, units, they want to still want to use Nvidia's chips after Beijing approved the purchases of those chips, they will have to apply for approval, and these will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis.
Yes. Okay.